Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Chris Carter up here at Nerds with our daily Crack-A-Pack. Today we're opening up a pack of Magic Origins and kind of excited to see what's in here. I haven't opened one of these in a while, and I need stuff from this set, so let's see what we get. Alright, Majoring Bully, 2 mana 2/2, must attack each turn, which is a downside, but it does have prowess, so there's an upside to it. I've lost to a deck that's kind of mono Majoring Bully. They're not very good. But when they move in herds, they're pretty tough to beat with something that just keeps coming at you every single turn. And this, coupled with what limited burn is in this set, has beaten me before. So I've never played this type of deck, but I see the power of the card. It's an all-in strategy that I'd rather have a few options when I build a deck. So let's pass on that one. 2 mana, Grasp of the Hieromancer. It's an enchantment. There's always the chance of being blown out 2 for 1 by using enchantments on your creature, but if this one resolves, it has a pretty sweet effect. It gives your creature +1/1, and whenever this creature attacks, you get to point out one of your opponent's creatures that does not have hexproof, and it has to tap, which means it can't block. It can't be involved in this combat step. So, very powerful. In a red-white aggressive shell, these two cards go extremely well together, seeing as this would pump your Majoring Bully and allow it to get through. But you can't pick both, so... But I still wouldn't pick this very highly, but it is one of the better enchantments in this format. Touch of Moonglove, 1 mana, target creature you control gets +1/0 and gains Death Touch until end of turn. Whenever a creature dies this turn, its controller loses 2 life. I was blown out by this card by 5 blocking a big Mana-Gorger Hydra, and someone used this on the Mana-Gorger Hydra and blew me out by killing all 5 of my creatures, causing me 10 damage and losing me the game, or winning him the game. Not the best combat trick, but oh my god, it can blow out your opponent real bad. Because of that Death Touch, you only have to assign lethal to each creature, especially something that has trample, like the Mana-Gorger Hydra. It's a great combat trick with that. It's a 4 mana, Pharika's Disciple. It's a reprint from... Oh no, this isn't a reprint. This is a different one. This is 4 mana, 2/3 with Death Touch. If it hits your opponent, it becomes renowned and becomes a 3/4. Still retains the Death Touch. No other abilities added to it. A lot of the renown in this set would add a second ability if you achieve that renowned status, which was originally called Famous, which I still kind of wish it was called Famous. It just sounds better. You're not first picking this, but if you're in the green deck and this wheels around, you're going to want to grab it. Screeching Scab, 2 mana, 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, it mills you 2 cards. If you're doing something with a graveyard, which I don't recommend in this limited format, but if you are, it is a good enabler. Other than that, you can let that one go. Kythian's Tactics is a 3 mana, 2/1 sorcery, which gives all your creatures +2/+1 until end of turn. If you have Spell Mastery, your creatures also gain Vigilance and don't until end of turn. Not great. I wouldn't pick it. This is Ghirapur Gearcrafter. It's 2 creatures on 1 card. It's a 2 mana, 2/1, and when it enters the battlefield, you get a 1/1 Thopter as well. Fantastic card in this set. So far, that's my pick. Undead Servant. When Undead Servant enters the battlefield, you put a 2/2 black zombie creature onto the battlefield for each card named Undead Servant in your graveyard. Sometimes it's just a 4 mana 3/2, sometimes it's more than that if you can get these in multiple. It's not my favorite of this cycle. There's one of these types of creatures for each color. But it's one to keep an eye on to see if you're seeing multiple of these come around. You might want to start grabbing them early. Dreadwaters, 4 mana. Target player puts the top X cards of his or her library onto his or her graveyard, where X is the number of land you control. If you can pick up multiple Sphinx's Tutelages, these are sometimes kill cards, but other times they're completely useless, so they fit narrowly into one very specific deck. I wouldn't rate this highly, but if it comes around, and they will come around because everyone knows it's not very good unless you're in the Sphinx's Tutelage deck, you might pick up some bombs. Nissa's Pilgrimage, it's a 3 mana, search your library for up to 2 basic forest cards, reveal those cards, and put 1 into the battlefield tapped and the rest into your hand. If you have Spell Mastery, you get to get 3 lands, 1 on the battlefield, 2 in your hand, which is fantastic. Yeah, this is a great card. This is a constructed level playable card, but in limited, it does almost nothing. So we're going to let this one go. Here we go. Premium removal in this format. Cruel Revival. Destroy target non-zombie creature. It can't be regenerated. Return up to 1 target zombie card from your graveyard to your hand. So it's a 2 for 1. If you're in the zombies deck, if you end up picking up the blue-black zombie that returns things from your graveyard to your hand, it's fantastic. You know, we're actually going to put that with the Gearcrafter as a possible first pick. All right, we opened up a fairly decent uncommon here, Thunderclap Wyvern. 4 mana, flash, flying. Other creatures can do control flying, get +1/+1. It's a 4 mana 2/3 on its own, which is great with flying. Good rate, good abilities. If you're in the Blue-White Flyers deck, this is exactly what you want to first pick to do that. If you want to force it, or if you've already opened a bunch and you get this around on you, you're going to grab it. We're going to put that in the maybe that's a first pickable card. And then our other uncommon is I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, Jaymedae Tome. 4 mana artifact, and then you can pay for and tap it to draw a card. I think it's kind of unplayable in this format. We'd let this one go. Ooh, we opened actually a really sweet rare. This is Pia Inkaran Nalaar. 4 mana for a 2/2, but when it enters the battlefield, it also brings 2 1/1 flyers with it. And you can sacrifice any artifact and deals 2 damage to target creature or player. This is a bomb in this limited format, and it is by far the best pick. Next might be the Cruel Revival, and you want the Gearcrafter to come around, but it's not going to come around. So start grabbing those as soon as you can see them. Those usually do not wheel. But grab Pia Inkaran Nalaar and start making that red-blue artifacts deck, and you could really get there. Yeah, that would be my pick, and that's our crack pack for the day. We also opened up a Plains and a Goblin token. But that's it, and we'll see you tomorrow.